Hi again, I'm Adam. Welcome back to engVid.com. Today's lesson is about the verb seem, okay? And this was requested by Sheila from Indonesia on our Facebook page. If you want to make any requests for lessons, please ask. Today we're going to look at the verb seem. Now, this is a verb that creates a lot of problems for students because it's not an action verb and it's not a be verb. It's somewhere in between, okay? Actually, we call this a state verb. But I'll explain that again after. So for example, you've heard the sentence like, you seem happy, or you seem upset. What does that mean? Does that mean that you are happy, or that you are upset? Maybe. I don't actually know. This is just what I think. Or, he seems to be a pilot. Means, I think he's a pilot, but I don't know. So basically, seem means something looks like something, or it feels like something, but it's not necessarily true. It's probably true because that's the image or the impression we have, but we don't know for sure if this is what that is, or if the situation is true, okay? So it's something that you think, but you're not sure about. It's more like an opinion. Or even a guess. Okay? So that's the hardest part about seem, because it's not saying something is or isn't. It's something maybe. What's the difference between you seem happy and you are happy? You are happy means this is a declarative. This is true. This is the case. This is the situation. Happy describes you. You seem happy means you're smiling, but maybe you're very sad and you're just hiding it. Or maybe you're you seem very calm, but you're really upset, right? So seem, all the seem means is that the appearance, nothing else. It's not true, it's not untrue, okay? We're going to look at a couple more examples and you'll have a better idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's look at something else now. Remember I said that seem is a state verb. What does that mean? It means you can never use it with an ing. You can never say he is seeming nice or she is seeming to be something else, right? So it's never used as an ing. That's one thing. If you want to talk about a particular quality of somebody, like you want to talk about something specific, not about the person, maybe what about what the person does. So, she seems to be good at her job. In this case, you must add the to be. Before, we wanted to use a noun after seem, so we used to be. Now we are using an adjective, but you still have to use to be because I'm not describing her. I'm describing a quality of her. Okay, so that's the main thing. Now, I said you can never use seem with ing, but here you're looking at this word and going, what's going on? There's an ing. But there's also an ly. This is an adverb. Adverb that is telling you something about the adjective. So let's look at these three sentences. He is nice. If I say he is he nice? Yes. This is just stating a fact. It's a declarative sentence. If I say he seems nice, is he nice? Maybe, but probably. Okay, but this one's a little bit tricky. If I say he seems nice, he's probably nice. If I say he is seemingly nice, what does that mean? It's a little bit tricky. It means he is acting nice, but he's not really nice. Tricky, isn't it? Seemingly nice means he's putting on this impression, but there's a reason he's putting it on. He's not really nice. He's just pretending to be nice. So you have three different sentences, and seems and seemingly completely different meanings, completely different idea behind them. Okay? So it's a little bit tricky. He seems nice. He seems to be good at his job. He is seemingly nice. Three different ways of using the verb seem. Remember, we use it like an action verb. He seems, she seems, but never with ing. Okay? So like an action verb for the S's, but it's like a be verb because there's no action. It's just a situation. Okay. Again, if you want to get more examples, go to engVid.com. I have a quiz there that will hopefully help you. And if you have any questions, write them in the comments. See you next time.